Hi, my name is CJF Brand, otherwise known as Coenraad. You are listening to Time Communication Questions and Answers, where I question possibilities of communicating back into time. These questions are excerpts from my work, Group Representation for Inventors and Innovators with the advent of time communication. Right, man has to work. There is no getting away from that. From the sweat of one's brow, one shall look at the work of one's hands, and thanks to time communication, come to see that it is in fact good. Thus the Almighty Hand provides the insight. Hard-working man exists, and for reasons of not all human beings being hard-working, monetary remuneration for hard work also come to exist. However, economy requires a specific design and mutual consent on the specific technological stagnation involved ensuring increased profits before any feasible and long-standing economy can thereby feasibly come to exist. Before time communication, the choices made by mankind to avail itself of any fully fledged and functional economy were necessarily made by the greedy, who were at times, sadly, somewhat incompetent. Not necessarily any of these greedy people were really objectively considered in the public eye, and as their actions were so bent on the immoral that they, as well as their actions, remained largely unthinkable. Economy was thus necessarily madness, but worked when enough people actually believed in it. People usually believed in it until the unthinkable are actually seen and the immorality of its characters are finally met. With time communication, retrospectively, these immoral characters and their eventual and unavoidable immoral actions as yet cannot be witnessed right from the start. Ever since the invention of the wheel and the building of cities, man had been subjected to politicians making dubious and empty promises. The trick for these politicians was, in still being free men, after it becomes evident the jobs and prosperity they had promised still remained absent in the exploit-driven economic stagnation. Even with time communication, the devil is always around waiting to bring error on man, preventing his technological progress and thereby negatively affecting the stability, sustainability, and prosperity of the whole economy. Prior to time communication, greed did the improvisation for stagnation, and seldom were things able to be foreseen, as there was no retrospection, unlike with time communication. With time communication, then, would any spiritual deity of goodness have any power greater than the almighty self-made gods bestowing upon man a picturesque, idealized utopia, while inevitable evil only able to undermine this utopia in time and with hindsight remains ever on the rise? My answer: it is but only caring souls who would serve fairness and a deity's good intentions, as opposed to worshipping only money. For caring souls to lead opportunists unseen in their as yet unthinkable immoral exploits means for the lives of such caring souls to have to be protected with retrospection. Where possible, retrospectively protecting the fickle and greedy from their ill erring, inevitably leaves all void of wisdom and understanding of the consequences of these errors. To serve a deity is to serve a nation's accumulated wisdom. Without strong nations building their wisdom of understanding and the creation of software platforms retrospectively providing insight and understanding projectively, the lines of good and bad shall remain blurred, and efforts to create jobs and economic stability will be in vain under exploitative economics driving stagnation. I repeat it. To serve a deity is to serve a nation's accumulated wisdom. Thank you for the love and care.